Well, just to give you the background, the Supreme Court asked the President of Pakistan to fix an election date. That date is fixed for the 30th of April, so which means 50 days left. So my party decided to do an election, open our election campaign by a rally in Lahore today. The police had given us permission. They had approved the route of the rally. And suddenly this morning, the permission was taken away, but not just taken away. We had these heavy contingents of police, and these people coming to attend a peaceful rally were hit with tear gas shells, water cannon with some chemical in it, which people are still recovering from. And then police just charging these protesters. Well, let me tell you something. So far, there are 76 cases against me. I'm charged for terrorism, charged for blasphemy, charged for sedition in these 77 cases. And these cases have been made in the last few months. So I've been going from one courtroom to the other. What happened was when I was shot, this assassination attempt on me, for 4 months, my leg wasn't, I had 3 bullets in my leg, so I couldn't go out of my house. So that's when they started, the cases mounted. They wanted to be me and appear in courts. And so it's just a question of how do you deal with 77 cases? I mean, how many court appearances do you make? So it is just one other way of getting me out of the way to contest the elections. So they want either to imprison me or to disqualify me because they are scared that my party, thanks to the Almighty, is one of the most popular party in Pakistan's history. So because they're scared, that's why they're trying to find ways either to get out of elections or get me out of the way. All the cases, I'm afraid, are frivolous. Whenever they go into a court of law, these cases will be dismissed. Now imagine, I just give you an example. There's a terrorism. I'm supposed to have committed terrorism.
Sorry to interrupt, but if that's the case, and if that's what you believe, why didn't you show up in court?
Because I couldn't show up in court. There were reasons why I was injured. So for a lot of time, for 4 months, I was house-ridden. I couldn't really, my leg wasn't, the doctors would not allow me to travel. And they knew it. But before that, I was attending all court cases. But it's only since I was shot, that's when I didn't attend courts. And since then I have again, but look, it's physically not possible to attend so many court cases. So my lawyers are trying to sort of work out a schedule. The second problem is security. My life is under threat because the people who try to assassinate me are in power. And so we've asked from the courts, we want protection. The court must give me protection before I can appear in courts. Because, I repeat, the people who I have nominated in my assassination attempt are sitting in power. Well, you know, the biggest concern right now for my political party is to protect me because there's a serious threat to my life. And the reason is, I repeat, that these people sitting in power are petrified of losing the elections, which they will, which is why they don't want elections. So the question is, how do I campaign and yet have a secure enough environment? Question is, how do I go to these courts? I made 3 court appearances, and unfortunately, there was just no protection there. That's why we've approached the court and said, look, there must be some police protection. But problem is, the people who are supposed to protect me are the ones who are trying to kill me. Well, the elections, national elections are scheduled for October. But because we were in power in 2 of the 4 provinces, we dissolved our assemblies here. And so to hold elections, so the Supreme Court then asked the president to give a date, which is 30th April. And on 30th April, we hope to contest in these 2 provincial assemblies, which we were already in power. And what we were hoping was that since it's 65% of Pakistan, these 2 provinces, there would be a national election. And the idea for national election is because our economy has gone into a tailspin. Pakistan is facing the worst economic crisis in its history. So the idea was to hold elections, which would then bring political stability and which would then bring economic stability. So this is really why we went for elections in our two provinces.